Hello, loves. It is KloverDancer, and this is Art of a Woman with KloverDancer. Thank you so much for joining me here. This is a wonderful, safe space where we get to talk about all things femininity, passion, lingerie, nylons, heels, perfumes, and all the wonderful womanly things, right? And I hope you take in on the conversation, that maybe you get something from it. I like to drop little history tidbits here and there. So, thank you for joining me. If you are listening on VG Radio, thank you. Hi, VG Radio fam. I air there 4 p.m., 6 p.m., and 8 p.m. every single day, Eastern Standard Time. And thank you. Much love to the VG Radio fam for having me, giving me this platform, which is where it all got started. I think this might be my fourth or fifth episode on YouTube, and but I've been doing this for a long while now with VG Radio. So it's so good to be able to have best of both worlds. If you are watching on YouTube, hi. You are being privy to the dangle cam. Hi. I have a good amount of fans who really appreciate shoe play, and so I came up with this idea just to give a little extra. Not everybody wants to hear me talk. I totally get it. Sometimes, people are like, models are to be seen, not heard. Even though I have something to say, and I think that I convey it very well. I get it, so I gave you a little extra for your viewing pleasure. So I've talked about so many things before, and as I've said in a couple of my um, episodes before, that I'm going to overlap, right? Because this is a new platform, different platform, and so I'm going to maybe circle back to certain things, and maybe talk about some new things. Who knows? But I wanted to talk about today because this is the week of Valentine's Day. And I have before in the past talked about dating and courtship, romance outside of the bedroom, and I've even tackled it a little bit inside of the bedroom. I try not to make things too sex. The whole point of my platform really is to um, not necessarily skirt around the topic, but it's like a foreplay. It doesn't have to be always ending in sex, right? Sometimes just the subtle foreplay and the subtleness and the things that don't have to be said are sexy and beautiful and worthy in just that moment. I have an OnlyFans page, but I don't do nudity. And I'm always grateful for my fan base that supports me there because yes, they do get extra content. If I'm digging through old photos, I'll share old photos and things like that. But those people show up for me knowing that I'm not going to be showing anything more of myself than they already see on my Instagram account. And I really appreciate that. So if you're a man watching this right now or listening and you are a fan of mine, just know that I absolutely love you to death. You are my hope and my faith that, men still just love a good, seductive woman, a woman who doesn't give it all away. You enjoy and you appreciate the art of sensuality without it becoming overtly sexual. And you're my type of man. You really are. So thank you so much for your follows and for the love that you give me, whether you pay for my content or whether you just show up in my likes and comments or reposts. I really appreciate you guys. But, anyways, back to the topic. I was talking about what I wanted to speak on, and that is love. Because it's Valentine's Day week, and which is on a Saturday. I know that not everybody celebrates it. Not everybody can celebrate it. Believe me, I know all about that. So don't think that you're alone in maybe having a solo Valentine's Day this year. It's such an interesting climate that we live in now. I feel that men and women are more isolated than ever before. There certainly has been a shift in women and how their needs and their requirements and what they want from men. And I know that it has taken a lot of men by storm. It's shaken a lot of stuff up. And just because women are now the breadwinners in some regards, you sometimes um, they have they own more houses than ever before. They have more degrees than ever before, and really their needs of a man has changed. I know that's true for me. Um, so really what we're requiring or wanting is a man to have emotional intelligence, to be passionate about something, to be firmly rooted in his masculinity, but also soft enough to be able to make a home and a space with a woman who has her own and doesn't require anything else. So it's such an interesting time to be alive. And if you find yourself where where you're probably over women who don't need a man and this and that, like I get it. I get it. A lot of times I look online and I see things and I'm just like, oh, these men are just like women are just brutal on there. And you gotta sometimes just stay away from that type of conversation. It doesn't represent everyone, and but you do have to get out there. We got to get out there for love, right? Um, I guess there's online dating you could skirt by with that, but I don't know. There's just something about meeting someone in a place that you both enjoy, shared activities, and growing something organically from there. I had tried online dating before, and it did not work for me, right? Didn't work for me. I don't know anyone who has had a successful story. Um, oh, I take that back. I did have a student of mine when I was a dance instructor. She actually met her person on eHarmony. And I guess they were so photogenic and their love story was so great that they were chosen to do a commercial for eHarmony. So, those things absolutely love can strike anywhere. But I fear that we're again in our isolation, just staying home and scrolling on our phones. And love isn't going to just knock on your door. You got to get out there. And that goes for women too, like in my singleness, I realized that I should get out and go into spaces of places that I enjoy, doing things that I enjoy, to meet someone who is like minded. Um, and it's a big push. It's like pulling teeth for me. 'Cause it's just like what my couch. My couch is so comfortable. And so is my TV and my phone and my sweatpants and all of that. Like and then I got delivery coming. I don't have to go anywhere, do anything. This world is really making us, not talk to each other really in person. So I'm a big person who is on the whole get outside, touch grass, meet people, talk to people, build relationships, build community. Um, and that's where we'll find love. Now, if you do have love, then I love that for you. I have some amazing follower friends who have extraordinary relationships, like in where there's communication and there's love and they talk and um, there's no secrets and they share their freak and they, like it's just so beautiful to see. And I love that for everyone, and I hope every one of us gets that if you don't have it already. But, we got to get out there, you guys. We got to get out there and love. And when you're courting a woman, fellas, I'm speaking directly to you, make keep the conversation going. Don't think that it's a woman's job to like chase after you. I think that's also too what we're going to you when a woman isn't chasing after you, she isn't texting you first thing in the morning, you're like, "Oh, well, she's not thinking about me." And you then start to flake off. You have to keep pushing. You have to be persistent. Um Quite honestly, I know for me as a woman, I I require a man to be a bit persistent with me It's not that I play hard to get, but I need to know that a man truly wants me before I can submit myself unto him. Because it's a big playing field out there, right? Men could be like just throwing whatever on the wall to see what sticks, for lack of a better term. And, like I have to see some pursuit, and as opposed to just, hey, and then seeing if there's anything that comes after that from me. It isn't that I'm not friendly. I'll speak with you when you reach out. If I'm interested, I'm going to be talking to you. If I'm not interested, I will let you know. I'm never a person to lead anyone on, and I do not condone women who do those types of practices. I find that to be very cruel and a waste of time. And unfortunately, that's something that runs amok around here. I've noticed people just wasting other people's time. So be leery of that. And I know that that can get really tiring and gets you fatigued, but just you gotta just keep pushing. The good ones are out there. A lot of duds. I think my boss said to me, that always stuck with me. You gotta kiss a lot of frogs before you find your prince, and it's true. You gotta kiss a lot of frogs before you find your prince. So just hang in there, everybody. I know we're gonna make it. We will find our love if we haven't found it already. But please do, men, be persistent. Pursue. Talk first. Let her know that you're interested. And if she tells you no, then no is no. And I think that that's just really great rules to live by. There was an incredible reel that I come across where a woman was giving advice to men, and it was a 3-step rule. And it was you ask a question, and when you're given the answer, you say, "Oh, really? Tell me more." And then the third is to shut up. Don't say anymore. Like, it's not that we will get around to being inquisitive about you. I will promise, if we like you, we will definitely want to know more about you, because we will be sizing you up and trying to see if you can fit into our life. But where men some mostly mess up is just not asking questions, not being curious enough. And I really can't say that enough. In my dating experiences last year, I think I dated or tried to date. um, there was a handful of men. It wasn't a crazy number, and most of them never went anywhere. But all of them, 99% of them, my biggest problem with them is that they weren't curious enough about me. And that's crazy, right? When you're dating, that's what you're doing. You're getting to know someone. Like I said, you're getting to see if that person is the right fit for you. Do they fit into your life? Are their interests the same? Are their disinterests, compatible with you? Did you take them to meet your family? Can you take them on trips? Like, are they a good human being? And people men just weren't curious. Like, just to keep a conversation chugging along, of, just bouncing back, you ask me a question, I answer, I ask you a question, you answer, back and forth. Just that simple thing didn't happen. Didn't happen. So if you're a man, again, I'm sorry, ladies, I know you hear me, but if you're a man, fellas, please ask questions, listen, and be quiet. Like, don't just keep conversation chugging along. And again, if she likes you, she will ask you questions. It's not a one-sided thing, okay? But all right, I could go on and on for days about this, and you guys would be like, I don't even know what she's talking about anymore. She's just, yeah. I probably should make a segment where I just talk about all the pitfalls of my would-be dating life. But I'm optimistic, as I hope that you are too, that you find your person, and that, what's meant to be will be. What's not meant for you goes by the wayside, but what's meant for you will always find you. Just keep remembering that. Um, yeah, I get a little sentimental. I'm such a hopeless romantic. Ah, is there any place out there for us bleeding hearts. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening to me ramble on about love. I hope that in your Valentine's Day that you are snuggled up with someone that you care about, and if you're not, that you are making yourself optimistic, knowing that it's not over for you, and it's also too only just a day. Comes and goes, and when you do find that person, you'll make Valentine's Day every day. I have no doubt. So, thank you so much for joining me again. I am Clover Dancer. Make sure you check out my webpage. Make sure you check me out on VG Radio at 4, 6, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure that you check out my OnlyFans. It's like buying me a coffee once a month, and you get more content that I post on Instagram and a lot of just side stuff that I just do. Also, too, I've started doing a getting dressed. So, check me out live on OnlyFans. But of course, there's always Instagram where I'm at. I have my 3 accounts: Clover Dancer Bear, Clover Dancer, of course, Clover Dancer Office, and then I have a fan run account, which is Clover Dancer Pleasure X. So check me out, and thank you guys so much for watching. Love you guys.